Hi, I'm Evelyn. This is Ideas in Practice with Evelyn.
Before I start today's episode, I wanted to briefly share a quick update from a very busy conference week. On Monday, I attended the Evolved conference and had the opportunity to present and share student perspectives. Then, from Tuesday to Friday, I participated in the Daily conference where I delivered 3 presentations. It was an incredible week filled with meaningful conversations and new connections with graduate students, educational developers, instructional designers, faculty members, and teaching and learning professionals from institutions across Canada. If you happen to miss any of those presentations, I have archived it and posted them on my website, where you can explore the slides, recordings, and related materials. One of the things I enjoy most about conferences is that they often spark new questions and new ways of thinking. And in many ways, that connects directly to today's episode. So, with that, let's return to our ongoing exploration of thinking, awareness, and how ideas behave in practice.
In the last episode, I talked about moments where awareness itself became uncertain. There were times where I couldn't clearly tell whether I was awake, whether I was dreaming, or whether thinking was happening somewhere in between. But as the observation continued, another question slowly started to emerge. What happens when awareness is present, but control still doesn't happen? It's natural to assume that awareness leads to control. If we can see what is happening, understand what we are thinking, or recognize patterns, then we should be able to change something. These ideas in many areas of life we become aware of a problem, a habit, a pattern, or something we want to improve. And we often expect the next step to be taking control and changing it. But recently, I experienced something that challenged this assumption. There was a moment where I became aware that I was dreaming. I knew what was happening. I could see the environment clearly. So naturally, I tried to control it. But instead of gaining control, everything became unstable. The scene froze. The environment started breaking apart. And shortly afterward, I woke up. In that moment, something became very clear. Awareness happened, but control did not. And that revealed an important distinction. Because we often treat awareness and control as if they are the same thing, but they are not. There were also other moments where something slightly different happened. I was still aware that I was dreaming. But this time, instead of trying to control everything, I noticed that the environment responded in smaller ways. When I focused on something, parts of their experience shifted slightly. Not completely, not consistently, but enough to suggest that something was happening. And this revealed another important possibility. Maybe the experience is not simply control or no control. Maybe there is also something in between. Sometimes we cannot fully control what is happening, but we may still influence it in a powerful way. This does not only happen in dreams. It also happens in everything thinking. There are moments where we understand what we are thinking, recognize patterns, know what we should do, and yet we still cannot immediately change it. Sometimes we repeat the same thoughts, remain stuck in the same habit, or struggle to create clarity even while fully aware of the situation. In those moments, the instinct is often to push harder, to force clarity, to force change, to force control. But sometimes the more we push, the more unstable everything becomes. Just like in the dream. We're trying to take control because the experience itself to collapse. This suggests a different way of thinking about awareness. Awareness allows us to see what is happening, but it does not always allow us to immediately change it. Awareness may be the beginning of a process, not the completion of it. In Ideas in Practice, I often explore how ideas behave in real-world simulation. But before ideas are even expressed or applied, there is something more fundamental how thinking itself behaves. And within that process, awareness may emerge, patterns may become visible, understanding may begin. But control may still depend on condition, time, stability, and readiness. Instead of only asking why I can't control it, a different question may be, what stage of the process am I in right now? Am I only beginning to become aware? Still processing? Not yet ready to act? Because awareness does not always mean the process is complete. Becoming aware of something is important, but it doesn't mean we can immediately change it. Sometimes awareness simply shows us where we are, and that on its own is already part of the process. Thank you for listening to episode 6 of Ideas in Practice with Evelyn. I look forward to continue this conversation with you. Thank you.